I would, but it is kind of enjoyable. Like
Okay, so you
it
actually
is
enjoy
like
it, the process.
yeah, it's like a little bit of like you just grind some coffee beans, you get some hot water, and you French press. Now you got like a little cup of coffee, kind of like start your day with whatever you're doing. Like I kind of start slow and build my day, so it's like it's kind of nice to have coffee.
Hmm.
Now it's part of like the ritual almost. So I think the main business that we run that I'm in is it's a magazine business. So it's pretty simple.
Hmm.
We started years ago, taking a neighborhood, create a magazine just for the people who live in that neighborhood. Stories and pictures are about the people who live there. Meet this family, meet that family. You know, meet Wolfie. It's a dog that was rescued.
Yeah.
And lives over here. And maybe you've got a seventh grader, and she loves writing. She wants to be a writer one day, and so she features other kids each month. She'll do an interview on other kids in the neighborhood, like
Hmm.
meet Sandy. She's part of the tennis team at this junior high, and meet Steve. He's on the soccer team in high school. So we have all these different articles and content just about people who live in that neighborhood. And then we sell advertising to local businesses.
Hmm.
So if a car dealership wants to be in front of these residents,
Hmm.
they'll advertise in it.
Hmm.
If a hospital wants to be in front of these people, if a plastics, or a med spa, plastic surgery center, they want to be in front of those people, they take out the advertising.
Hmm.
So the magazine's free for the people who live there. They get their own full color, glossy, perfect bound magazine. It's just about them. They love it because it's about them and their people.
Hmm.
And when you see a family on the front cover, some kids on the front cover, if you know who they are
Hmm.
and you like, you're like, oh, cool, what's it say about them? Oh, Harvey's on the cover, let me check it out.
Yeah.
If you don't know who they are, you're like, oh, who's Harvey, man? He lives in the neighborhood. Let me read about Harvey.
Hmm.
You want to know who it is. And then even if you don't like the person on the front cover, you're like, oh man, it's Harvey.
Right.
No one does. But if it's like, oh, you don't even like the person, you still read it because it's like, oh, what are they saying about this person or that
Hmm.
family? So people just love to read it. And if they're looking at it, then that gives the advertising a chance to work. The advertisers who are in there are being seen by the people they're trying to reach. So it's a print advertising magazine, but it's done really well. Even over the last 20 years, the Kindle came out. We started in 2004, and then Facebook came out. And we're like, oh no, is Facebook going to take our business away? Because people can connect online now. They won't need like a social magazine in print. And it didn't change anything. And the Kindle came out, and all these iPads and digital readers. It's like, oh man, it's going to change our business.
Hmm.
But it hasn't, because people still love a local magazine.
Hmm.
Now it's actually cool to be in print.
Hmm.
For a while it was cool to be online.
Hmm.
Now everyone's online. Everyone has their own accounts.
Hmm.
But I'm in a printed publication. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Look, my grandkids are in this. Can I get extra copies?
Hmm.
I want to have extra copies of this. So it's done really well. And we've grown the business. We started in Wilmington in 2004. We're now in all 50 states. We've got about 1,000 magazines each month that we create and print and mail directly to our readers. And it's been a lot of fun growing the business. We've got about 1,000 full-time people in the company. We've got 650-ish franchisees all over the country. We've got another 330-ish who full-time who support them. Then about another 1,000 part-time people. So it's a big crew to pull it off. But it's a really good team. It's been a ton of fun. We're 22 years into this thing.
Yeah.
So still doing it. So there's a natural desire that people want to know the people in their community. We talked about people will still pay a lot of money to go to a Beyonce concert or to go to the theater. There's like that just innate desire for human connection. That's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
How that plays out, we'll find out how that changes, but there will be a desire to be connected with other people. And so our printed product, it takes the people who live in the community. You might see walking your dog when you ride your bike, if you go to the local park right there. Like, it's small enough that these are people you actually will cross paths with. It's not like everybody in the city, so you don't know anybody in the publication. So people want to know who they are. These people live down the street, and it's a printed product, which is pretty cool. People still read books. You mentioned that earlier.
Yep.
There's still something about having something in your hands when you're looking at a screen all day long, it is nice to switch that format and that medium. And now you have something printed on paper. It's just a different pace. It's a different way of absorbing data. So yeah, we found that even with all of this, there's still something very nostalgic about being in print, being held, and it is timeless. In fact, we have a lot of people. One of the fun things we do is we ask for photos from our readers. Hey, if you've saved every publication, let us see some. And people will spread all their magazines for like the last 10 years, 120 issues on the floor, and sit in the middle of them.
Wow.
Or stack them all up and get their kids there. And I get a picture of when their kid was 3 when the first magazine came out. Now that child's 14. There's 11 years worth of magazines, and the child has aged. So people love to hold on to them. They're little timepieces.
As you were talking, I thought that when I'm in checkout lines, I still like reading magazines because there's still an art that went into the design.
That's what there is. There is art.
Like National Geographic, you see that yellow outline
So
and that
cool.
picture in it, you already know. And I think that may be it. Is online, sure you can have a web design layout, but you're not seeing the graphic art that went into the design.
I like to surf, and I've seen probably thousands of surf magazines now. But if there's a new surf magazine I haven't seen, I'll still pick up and look at it.
Yeah.
How many pictures of waves can you take?
Yes.
And like a guy on a surfboard on a wave, but each one's a little nuanced,
Yeah.
and the way it's laid out is a little different,
Yes.
and the use of negative space on the page compared to the picture itself, and like the font. It's artwork, each one. So it does. It's so.
What is a big expense?
If I see a surf magazine, I'm picking it up. I just want to see what's in there.
So we have Rebecca Hixon, who witnessed Duane almost beat me.
It was
Very close.
We got to pull out that tape.
I know.
We're gonna
find
pull
out.
the tape. We'll have the tape. Can you just tell us how you guys met? The first time, your first impression of Duane, and what made you fall in love with him?
sure. So the first time I met, I was dating this guy who worked for Duane, and we had to go by his apartment, and he was in the kitchen with another guy that he worked with, and they were on a computer, which was, I actually think it was even a laptop, which is even crazier. That was back in 2000, so that was rare. And they were on a website called
I had a laptop.
mulletsgalore.com. It was in the kitchen, though, I thought.
Well, I know, but I had like an apartment with no furniture, so I think that was the spot that had a countertop.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had a laptop until years later.
Okay.
Yeah, I know I didn't.
Computer in the kitchen.
Yeah.
They were looking at mullets that had just been snapped without the mullet person's consent, I think. Anyway, it was just a funny, quirky. I will not forget that. That was the first time I met him. But I ended up working for him in his office that summer, and yeah, we got to work together, which was actually a really cool, way to get to know somebody and see them, just to see the way that they are in a work setting.
Every day.
Yeah, every day. We had lots of hours together. It was like a summer job, like mainly, and it was for him even too. Like you would just work really hard in the summer because you were recruiting college kids, and then when they go back to school, your job's done. And so we were there at like 7 a.m, and a lot of nights we were there till 10 o'clock at night. So it was so much time. And the guy that I was dating, we ended up breaking up, and he moved on from that job. And so
Loser.
yeah, loser. Dodged a bullet
nice
there. Yeah. Anyway, so we just kept working together all summer, and we didn't start dating till the end of the summer. So we just had this like time of working hard together, having fun, becoming friends, and then started dating because I was like, man, this guy's cool. And I think a couple of the things that really stood out and still remain true to this day were how he treated people. So the people that worked in the office for sure. And then when we would go to the grocery store, he would just make really strong eye contact and really ask a question like he really cared about that person who was checking us out. We might never see them again. But our server, he just was really like genuinely caring. And that was something I didn't see all the time. And that was really important to me. And then I just loved his work ethic. Like we just would work hard, but also and this came like into our lives as we were building into, but he didn't let the stress of work affect his attitude or put him in a bad mood or put him down. Like he just kind of had this kind of steady, constant, positive energy, even if it was a bad day or a hard day. And that's really unusual too. So that was something that I loved. And then we had so much fun together. We just had a blast. So
it's just struggle after struggle after struggle. We would walk our dog. Before we had kids, we'd walk our dog at
every
night.
night, yeah.
And for years, she knows. I remember one night we were on a walk, and I was like, yeah, I know. I don't know if we're going to make it because so-and-so's quitting, and then we have this thing going on, and this isn't good. You know, we only had 12 salespeople. Our top salesperson quit, and so it's like, oh, man. And she's like, are we ever going to go on a walk, and you don't think the business is going to go out of business any day? I was like, I don't know. I hope so. I hope we don't live like this forever. But that was year 3, I think, at that point. Like it took a while. So
everybody gets paid before you get paid. I think that's something people don't think about. Sometimes I talk to people who are starting a business and they're, well, I got to take a salary. I'm like, everybody gets paid before you if you want that business to succeed. And then eventually, hopefully, it turns a big enough profit that you get to start taking money. But that's one that I don't think people really think about. And sometimes that takes a while.
No, I think if you start a business, if one of 2 people in a relationship wants to start a business, that other person's attached to it now as well, whether they want to be or they don't. And so the fact that she always was so supportive, like I know a lot of people don't get that. And that was massive in our success. It was massive to have her belief in me. I think that's what any guy wants to have is like that undying belief from their wife. Hey, you got this. And the fact that she's like, didn't doubt, hey, he'll take care of me. I'm like, yes, like I want her to believe in me. Like I want to be able to show up and come through. But if she was doubting me or doubting that, like it would have had an impact on my confidence and my ability to go out and believe in myself. So having someone that believes in you is a big deal. And so she was that for me, no question. I love that you could hustle and your income was dependent on you. That was honestly the best part for me.
That control, feeling that.
That's
control.
right.
Yeah.
If you want to give yourself a pay raise, get up and go get it. Like it's not in someone else's hands. It's up to me. Now it's tough because it's when you work on commission, like you might not get anything.
Yeah.
But I also just something I loved, that ability to go. But if I want to go from making $40,000 a year to $80,000 a year, I can do that next year. And if I want to go from 80 to 120, you just start. It's like it's up to me. Like I can do that. I just got to get the skill sets. And I don't mind learning a trade, learning my craft, getting good at memorizing my scripts, and like getting better, learning from others, and hustling. So that's what I loved about sales.
Nice. So we're not going to count your pockets, but I want to give anyone who watches this, especially my classmates, like just give us a scale at the type of net revenue you've done maybe the past 5 years. Like, because we hear 650, franchisees, all 50 states. What does that monetarily amount to for someone, in your position?
So our company will do about 180 million in sales this year. So it means over the last 5 or 6 years, it's close to $1 billion in revenue.
Wow.
Which is fun. It's a good business. We donate 2% of all of our revenue to organizations that fight human trafficking. So that's kind of you mentioned earlier that when you were working with people, you'd ask them, what's your why? It's a great question to ask me. You were a young leader doing that, which is amazing. But that again, for us, what's your purpose? And we love, fighting human trafficking. It's one of the things that we're passionate about. And so one of the, I guess, when we were a small company, we couldn't give much money. We didn't have any money. But as the company has grown and you're able to write bigger checks to organizations that fight human trafficking, that's a blast.
Yeah.
Again, we had different financial backgrounds. So I was like, if we go to Taco Bell, that is lucky enough.
Right.
We are not
get a
buying
drink.
Coke.
Do not get a drink.
We're drinking water. We are not paying $1 for a Coke. We can't afford it.
You're serious?
Oh, yeah.
Coke was a choice.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that was splurging beyond splurging, all right? Like, Taco Bell used to have like the $79.99 menus. Like, if we're eating off the 99-cent menu, that's a big night for us. But we're not getting a Coke. Anyway, I'd get mad at her if I saw a Coke drink in her cup holder. I'm like, you bought a Coke. And literally, it would be a fight because I was like, we don't have the money for that. And for her, she's like, it's $1. We're good. I'm like, no, we're in debt. So you learn how to work through all kinds of issues in a marriage. Even if you're aligned, and for us, like the most important thing was like, hey, our belief in God and like we want to do things that way. We still have a ton of other issues to work through. Yeah. And so that led to fights. But even in the midst of all those fights and me getting mad that you'd go buy a Coke at Taco Bell or a Starbucks, oh man, if I saw a Starbucks cup, it was
because that was like $5.
It was gonna be on, And so
did you ever get to the point where you were hiding cups?
Oh, probably,
Sure.
yeah. Throw it away before you get home. Yeah, don't
just throw it away.
That's not worth the fight.
Put it in the trash under some paper towel or something. Because if I open up the trash can and see it in the trash can, I saw it. It's on. So 100% that was happening. Awesome. But the fact that you always believed in me and had like that, trusted me and confidence that we'd figure it out was massive in our success because it gave me the ability to just be focused on work and go after it. I can't give you all the science because I don't know it. I just know I'm done working out, my quality of work improves. So I probably let's say I work out 5 days a week. Workout's an hour to hour and 15. So that's what, 6 hours?
Yep.
6.5 hours a week of working out. I mean, all the other hours in a week are way better.
Yeah.
Because of it. So I sleep better from working out. My mood is better. I know you love moving. If I get sick and I can't work out for a while, or if something's like life is such where I miss several days of working out, you just feel like lethargic and a little. When I start working out again, like right now, I can barely breathe and talk to you. But I feel good. Like I feel good. I'm ready to like go do something. So when I go inside and get work done now, my brain will be more effective. I'm sure some smart scientist guy would tell us the reason why.
Yeah.
And what's going on inside the body. I don't know what any of that is. I just tell you, I feel a lot better. So when I'm working out, I'm kinder, more fun to be around, and keeps me having energy to hang out with my kids and enjoy time with them. Everything's better. 6 hours of my week, all the other hours are better. I don't know how to explain it. So I keep doing it. We've got quite a few core values, things that have helped. I think one, action. Like you've got to be about action. There's a lot of people like to talk and think and discuss and strategize, but for me, you just got to get moving and then find out what's working, what's not, and then adapt, and then find out what's working, what's not, and then adapt, and find out what's working. And, like that is huge. I think one of our sayings that we have at N2 is be better tomorrow than you are today. And we look for people that are going to have that same mindset. It assumes a position of humility that you don't understand it all already. You don't have it all dialed in. But there's a better way of doing things than what you're currently doing. You might think you're dialed in, but you can make it better. And so let's be better tomorrow than we are today. Like let's keep making it better and let's stay after that. Because you see it all the time when people start to get complacent with what they've accomplished. Like it's not good. We've got competitors, we've got other people out there who want to take our spot. And you have to be reminded that they want our spot. And if you don't, they'll take your spot. And so you got to stay after it. So I would say that trying to improve is really big. I think one of our other core values that we're about is we seek to work with radiators, not drains. There are people that when they walk into the room, you're like, oh man, he's here. Oh, she's in here. Let's go. And then there's other times you've experienced it when someone walks into the room, it's like, oh man, she's here. Oh, okay, he's here. Yeah, he made it. I was hoping he wouldn't come. He's here. And like
I don't know how you explain that any clearer than that, but we look for like the first kind of people. I want to work with people and people on our team. When you see them, when they walk into the room, you're like, yes, hey, good to see you. All right, let's do this. That's an important part. That's a really important part of being successful, is having the people on your team that you enjoy working with. And so, Netflix, one of the things that they said is no brilliant jerks. And so it's a different way of looking at it, but it's the same thing. It's like, look, when they were building their culture, you might be really smart, but if you're a jerk, we just don't want to work with you. So don't come. We're going to find somebody else. I love that was part of like their core values. And so we try to embody some of that as well, as like enjoying the people that you're working with. It's important. Like if they drain that energy out of you, it's like, oh man, it's business is tough as it is. The film industry is tough as it is. And if you're working with people that you don't even enjoy, that take energy from you, and they're on your team, like that's not going to work.
All right, so you made a great point that I think is perfect for directors, producers, filmmakers, which is acknowledging people who not necessarily under you, but are not in the same position you are. Can you expound on that and talk about how it's helped your company, have a great culture?
Yeah, I think that it's an interesting world, and you see it everywhere. Like I know you spent time in Europe. When I was in Spain, we were in Madrid for a while, for about a year. And it's really a culture of, hey, if you're higher than I am on like the social ladder, I want to be your friend. If you're lower than me, I don't want to be your friend. If you can help me get where I want to go, I want to be your friend. And if you're below me, I don't have time to pour into that relationship. It was very clear over there. Maybe because I live in Wilmington, so it's not quite as obvious as it is in a big city. So maybe that's how it is in every big city. But my wife and I were like, oh, well, that's very different here. And I think that's just common. So if you are the leader, if you're in charge, if you're running the show on a set, and you don't play that game, and you've got someone who would be perceived as under the ladder, right, down below, but you know their name and you thank them or you acknowledge them, it's a little bit unexpected, but it's like makes such a difference. It can make such an impact to that person. I think that all it does is it shows loyalty. People become very loyal. And now they root for your success, and they want to see the team succeed. They're into it. But if the leader is about the leader, if the leader is about himself or herself, people pick up on that. And it's just like, well, look, I'm here because it's good for me. I get a paycheck, but I really don't care what happens. I don't really care to see her succeed. And it's not the same buy-in for the team. And so I think that it's so important when a leader can know, if I'm in charge of the set, and I know the people who are, holding the boom mic over here or running the waters. And I can say, hey, Alex, man, great job holding that mic. I know your shoulders are burning, but buddy, you got us through the set or through that take. It looks great. Sounds good. Appreciate it. That person's like, did you guys hear him talk about me? Like they carry themselves a little taller. They just do. And they're proud to be part of the team, and they're proud to work with that director. And they're just like that to me is, I think, the great people make you feel good. And so if they're higher, on that ladder, or if they're the leader, if you are the leader, even if you don't see yourself as higher on a ladder, the leader automatically is the one who gets to call the shots. And so if that person though is appreciative of people, acknowledges people, and if they know their names. And this goes back to the old Dale Carnegie, like How to Win Friends, Influence People book. It's a book with a bad title, How to, Win Friends. But that book, I remember reading that a long time ago, like someone's name is the sweetest word in the language to that person. You can be in a crowded room. If there's a bunch of people in here, and all of a sudden, someone over there says Duane. I don't hear all the words. All of a sudden I hear Duane. My ears heard that. It picked up on my name over there. Why? I don't know. I guess I'm as egotistical as anybody. Like you hear when your name is mentioned, like, what did they just say? And so when you can use people's names and sentences and while you're talking with them, it just makes a difference.
Something that simple, huh?
That simple, Harvey. Toughest decisions are always firing people. That to me, I think, is the hardest, especially when you've got someone that you like So we've been around for 22 years. And so again, our business has grown and evolved. And when a business gets bigger, people talk about, like a puppy, it grows and it's a dog. But a lot of businesses, it's not even a different size dog. It's actually a totally different animal. So the business it was like this at one point. It's completely different now. And so some of the people who are really good for the business when it was this phase aren't necessarily good for the business at this phase.
Yeah.
And so I'm fortunate as the owner, I just move myself to a different seat. And I can hire myself out, but I'm still an owner. There's things that I'm not good and equipped for anymore. There's people better than me. I'm not the CEO anymore because we have another CEO now who's better than I am to run and be the CEO of the company. But I'm fortunate I get to stay here. But for other people in the business, someone who might have been good in the seat for years, when it grew and got bigger, they weren't good. And it was hurting the business. And so what you want to do is just keep the person on because you like them, they've been loyal to you, but you realize that the things that they're not good at, it's hurting the rest of the people. It's hurting other people's opportunity. And so it's actually not fair to the rest of the team to keep this person on when he or she isn't good anymore, and these people have to carry his or her weight. They're working harder to make up for the inefficiencies of this person and the skills that this person doesn't have. So some people grow with the business and add to their skill sets and stay with the business. Some people don't. And so that's hard when you've got to let people go because you like them and you care about them. You know their family.
Is it a phone call, an email, a face-to-face?
It's face-to-face.
Always.
Yeah, it depends on the person. I mean, like, again, now everything is so remote. So it's not that you can't always get face-to-face. But when we were all in the office, before, COVID and everybody we all worked in an office. It was always face-to-face. But yeah, it's super hard. Those are always the hardest conversations and discussions to have.
I'm a businessman.
Hey, boy. What's going on? Max, do you remember my friend Mr. Harvey? Have you guys met before? No? You probably met Ethan. Yeah.
What's up, man? What's your name?
I'm Max.
Max, nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you too.
You got a good shape right there.
Thank you.
Strong.
Attaboy. Yeah, let's go.
So before y'all head out, let's you want to introduce our guest?
Hey, so we're hanging out today with my good buddy, Rick Savelli. And Rick and I have been hanging out now for years. We met because we have older sons together. We met at a laser tag party for the boys.
Kicked it all off.
We needed some dads to play, so we got in there and mixed it up. And been friends since.
So when you jump in the really cold water, physiologically, you can't even breathe. And every cell in your body is telling you to jump out. And your brain is telling you to jump out. So you're fighting your physiologic response. So you have to calm down your body. And what I do is I say, look, I'm in control here. Like, physiologically speaking, my body's telling me to get out. I'm going to stay in. I'm going to fight it. You're going to do what I'm telling you we're going to do. So it's kind of a battle between your mind and your body. So I utilize it as a way of strengthening my mind and keeping myself in control. And then utilizing the breath work to calm it down really helps out a lot. And then before you know it, it becomes enjoyable.
By the way,
what's your thoughts on that, Duane?
No, I mean, everything you said is on point. I mean, everything about that is, when I first started doing the cold tub, literally I had a cold tub in my garage. You plug it in, you set your temperature, it stays cold all the time so you can go jump in it. This was probably 2018. And the first few times I got in it, Rebecca would hear me from inside the house screaming.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, like literally screaming. And it wasn't like I was trying to be funny or trying to like call it. I was experiencing a feeling I had never had. It was horrible.
Horrible.
Absolutely horrible. And that's how it was the first probably 4 or 5 times. And then I was able to not like scream so loud. I was more like, it was like more controlled, And now years later, when I get in the cold in a few minutes, like I don't like it. It feels uncomfortable, but my brain's like, oh, we're doing this again.
Yep.
All right, we're okay. We're fine. We're doing this again.
I know the outcome.
It's so conditioned to it. It's like, yeah, this isn't that comfortable, but we'll be fine. with the old saying, this too shall pass.
This too
It's
shall
just
pass.
like, yeah, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting how that experience was so elevated early on, but because of adversity and the ability now to handle it, it's like, oh, I still enjoy it. There are health benefits for it.
Yeah.
There's several, there's a lot of studies that prove, hey, people who do deliberate cold exposure are sick less than people who don't. And, inflammation is lower, and the ability, we could go on, all the stuff. We talk about brown fat versus white fat. You talk about all these different things that happen. The mood change alone.
Dopamine spikes.
When we get in the cold, in the heat, then the cold again, and then go sit in the heat. I've never eaten mushrooms, but
You
I'm
feel
feeling
incredible.
like I ate 100 mushrooms.
Exactly.
Your brain is spinning. You're like, oh my gosh. You just feel so good.
It's euphoric.
It is euphoric.
Yeah.
You're just laying there oh, I feel so good. It's all your body is like a little pharmacy.
Yeah.
And it can do these things that I just didn't know it could do. So you have some of these experiences that are natural, normal, and you're like, wow, that's crazy. So anyway, then you feel good, it puts you in a good mood.
Businessman.
Well, I will preface by saying it's like when someone asks what's your favorite movie, it's like, it's hard to go, what's your favorite movie?
There's a lot.
But you tend to think of the ones that are most recently that you've seen that you liked. And for me, again, just as we talk about so much stuff in a sauna every week and in a cold tub, I think one of the things that Rick is really good at and is passionate about is the customer experience. And so hearing his mindset and thought process on executing at a high level, giving a great customer experience and how important that is to him and the passion he has for that, how he's built his business around that piece. There's so many different things that a business can do to separate themselves and to be good and to be successful. And you've got to be good at a couple things if you're going to have a long run. But I know that I think about now my customer experience, we've talked about a couple different businesses that he owns a couple different businesses. I've got a couple different interests in other businesses. And so I think I hear him talk about the things that he's really passionate about and helps me look at these other businesses through that lens and what we can be doing better. So yeah, man, your passion for customer experience and executing at a high level from that angle, it's got to be really good. And so I think about that, our businesses aren't meeting that. We got to get better in that area, guys. It's got to be, we got to Rick Savelli this business
Oh my goodness.
Let's bring it up a little,
Oh my goodness. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Now that you haven't been more insightful in other ways, but that's just one that comes to mind is it's actually one that I'm very aware of and think of.
Well, thank you. I definitely try hard from that aspect, right?
You do. Do a great job.
Cool. So for me, about Duane, I don't think I'd be authentic to myself if I didn't talk about this, if I skirt it for any way, shape, or form. But part of the reasons why I love this guy is because he loves Jesus, and his entire life revolves around those principles, and he never wavers from them once, whether it's business, family, business ventures that have gone sideways or whatever it is. His moral roadmap is pure and true, and it's what an incredible way to live life. So he helps hold myself more accountable to those standards and not waver for them. So that's an amazing gift that he's given me.
I'm a businessman.
That's one of my favorite qualities about Duane. Despite, how many things I can beat him in, he always has a good attitude about it. And he's always a good sport. And he can't be the best at everything. He's the best at a lot, but sometimes natural abilities just take over.
Sometimes you reach a cap.
You reach a
Whatever
cap,
he's going
I know,
against you,
yes.
always
For a 50-year-old, he really holds it down. But he's always fun, and it's
below the belt kind of talk right there?
What is the biggest
it might be, but
Boxing terms, below the belt?
below the belt.
It's a low shot, so.
Yeah, if you dish it, you gotta take it. So Duane can dish it, he can take it.
Duane dishes it. You don't know about this.
Yeah,
His nickname's the Disher. You didn't hear that?
Yeah, we call him Duane the Disher. Everybody calls him that.
Soapy's one of the guys, in a good way.
Thanks, Duane. Duane the disher. See, this is what we're saying. Yeah, no, it's super fun. I love his family, and I love working for him.